In the musical Les Mis, based on the Victor Hugo novel, Jean Valjean is at one point struggling with a decision to allow a condemned man allow a man to be condemned for his crime, or, as he says, remain silent and himself be damned. And he asks the question, who am I? Who am I? And he has this great examination of his conscience as he says, my soul belongs to God, I know. I made that bargain long ago. He gave me hope when hope was gone. He gave me strength to journey on. Thus begins the second great turn in the musical, as Jean Valjean, having previously put his faith and trust in God, pulling him from the depths of anger, despair, and agony, puts his faith in God yet again to throw aside this alibi as Monsieur le Maire, and to reveal his identity as prisoner 24601. In our gospel, Bartimaeus encounters Christ and throws himself into his arms, begging his healing, trusting that he is God, the Son of David. St. John Chrysostom writes, don't you feel the same urge to cry out? You who are also waiting at the side of the way, of this highway of life that is so very short. You who need more light, you who need more grace to make up your mind to seek holiness. Don't you feel an urgent need to cry out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me? What a beautiful aspiration for you to repeat again and again. Many rebuked him, telling him to be silent, as people have done to you when you sensed that Jesus was passing your way. Your heart beat faster, and you too begin to cry out, prompted by an intimate longing. Then your friends, the need to do the same thing, or to do nothing, rather, the easy life, your surroundings, all conspire to tell you to keep quiet, don't cry out. Who are you to be calling Jesus? Do not bother him. But poor Bartimaeus would not listen to them. He cried out all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. Our Lord, who had heard him right from the beginning, let him persevere in his prayer. He does the same with you. Jesus hears our cries from the very first, but he waits. He wants us to be convinced that we need him. He wants us to beseech him, to persist like the blind man waiting by the road from Jericho. Let us imitate him, even if God does not immediately give us what we ask, even if many people try to tell us to stop praying, to let us go. Continue in our prayer. Who are you? The question that I started the homily with from Jean Valjean The self-examination that he did for himself is a question we must ask ourselves. Are we hiding behind an alibi, a persona? Are we hiding behind lies or self-made viewpoints? Or are we ready to thrust ourselves into the arms of Christ, leaving the old behind? Jesus stopped and told the disciples to call him. Some of the better people in the crowd turned to the blind man and said, "Take heart, rise, he's calling you. You have a vocation to follow Christ." But God does not call only once. The Lord is seeking us every moment. Get up, he tells us. Put aside your easy life, your pettiness, your selfishness, your silly little problems. Get up from the ground where you're lying broken in fear and hiding. Acquire height, weight, volume, that supernatural outlook on life. And throwing off his cloak, the man sprang up and came to Jesus. He threw off his cloak. St. Josemaria Escriva points to his experience of war enduring the Civil War in Spain. He points out that in battle, in order to win, he noticed many times the winning sides, they rid themselves of everything that's unnecessary to be able to cross over the enemy lines, to get rid of coats or water bottles, family souvenirs, letters, and even photographs of loved ones. Why? Because they've all become unnecessary in that bid to race forward, to leap over the enemy defenses, just as it had happened with Bartimaeus as he raced towards Christ. Never forget that Christ cannot be reached without sacrifice. We have to get rid of everything that stands in the way. We have to do the same in the battle for the glory of God as we would in the battle that rages in any war here on earth. In order to serve the church, the Pope, and all the souls here on earth, we must be ready to give up everything unnecessary. And so begins a dialogue with God, a marvelous dialogue that sets our hearts on fire for you and for me, for Bartimaeus. As Christ begins to speak, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man answered, "Lord, I want to see." Obviously, how very logical. But how about yourself? Can you truly see? Haven't you too experienced at times what happened to the blind man of Jericho? As the psalmist prays, "Teach me to do your will, for you are my God." In short, our lips should express a true desire on our part to correspond effectively to our Creator's longings, His desires, to desire to follow out His plans with an unshakable faith, convinced that He will never fail us. And so we go back to that scene in Jericho. And Christ is speaking to you. And he asks you, "What do you want me to do for you?" Master, let me receive my sight. And Christ says, go your way, your faith has made you well. And immediately, Bartimaeus, when he heard those words, got up and followed Christ on his way. When we receive the healing power of Christ, we too are asked to not just receive and remain, but to go. To walk in his footsteps, to clothe ourselves in his clothing, to be Christ himself. We cannot fool ourselves and think that we're going to find new ways without him. Our faith demands that we must keep in step with him, working with him, the same generosity, the same love that he has for us, getting rid of everything that stands in our way. The question Jean Valjean asked himself is the same question we ask ourselves: who am I? Are we willing to remain blind in arrogance, pride, vainglory, whatever it is, or to throw it off and walk away? Walk away from damnation as Jean Valjean saw it, and walk into the arms of he alone who can save us. At the end of the musical Les Mis, Jean Valjean is met by the dear Fantine and the bishop, who are instrumental in his conversion to God and his will. And they escort him into the eternal embrace of his Father in heaven. My soul belongs to God, I know. I made that bargain long ago. He gave me hope when hope was gone. He gave me strength to journey on.